If you're like me and you're not very good at climbing, you'll eventually hit your knee on your dropper lever and either bend or break the little metal cable tensioner piece. Today, I'll show you how to replace the whole thing with a new dropper lever. Start by undoing the dropper lever clamp. I don't have a two-piece clamp, so I need to take the grip off to get the whole thing off, but it's not a super complicated step. Now slide the new dropper lever onto the handlebars. Get it set about where you want it, but you can always adjust it later. Next, undo your seat post clamp, and then start feeding in the dropper cable housing into the frame while pulling up on the seat post, and it should come out just like that. Now you can unhook your cable end from the dropper post. Mine's a little complicated, you have to line it up right in the slot, but most of them are pretty easy. And you can set your dropper post aside for a little while. My dropper post came with this little clamp-on cable end thing, which is actually a pretty good idea, but if your cable doesn't have this, then you'll have to take the whole thing out and then slide the little adapter thing all the way to the end of the cable. And make sure you don't lose it also, because they're kind of hard to find on the floor. Then you can slide in your new shift cable. You should do this from the dropper post side, but it doesn't actually matter what side I do it from on my bike because it has that little clamp on cable end. But make sure you put your cable end that slides on, put that on before you feed it in, or else you'll have to take the whole thing out again. Now I can put my clamp on cable end back on. And I can also reattach the dropper cable to the seat post. Now, this step is a little complicated because it's really easy to separate your cable housing from your cable, and then your cable will get kinked up in the frame, and that's never good. So pull on the shift cable first, and then while you're pulling on both the shift cable and the cable housing, start pushing your seat post back into the frame. Don't pull on the cable housing by itself, because this is what's going to make it separate from the cable, and then you'll have yourself a problem. Now you have to pull harder on the cable than you think to get it tensioned properly, but pull it as pretty much as hard as you can, and then tighten down the pinch bolt, and then press the dropper lever to get any slack out, and then you can tighten it back down again while pulling on it. It may take a few tries to get it, but it should eventually work out the slack, and your dropper post should pop up. Now you can mess around with the cable tension to get it feeling how you like, and also cut the cable and crimp on a new cable end. And with that, you're done. You got yourself a brand new dropper lever that works better and looks better than your old one.